We must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex.
US is the largest arms supplier in the world. American military equipment and technologies are state-of-the-art and always in demand. US happily supplies to meet that demand, even if it comes from nations in conflict or repressive regimes. There's always the bugle of democratic values used by the US, but is it really promoting peace? Or just fueling conflicts to keep its defense industrial complex thriving? I'm Shivan Channa. Let's get to the point. The United States accounted for 39% of all major weapons deliveries for the 5-year period from 2017 to 2021, according to figures compiled by the Stockholm International Peace Research Institute. Mind you, I am not even talking about America's defense orders in 2022, a year where countries all over the world have increased their defense budgets following the Ukraine-Russia conflict. USA supplies defense equipment to 167 countries of the total 195 countries in the world that exist today. Clearly, a large portion of the American economy depends on how much the arms manufacturers export year on year. 34 out of 46, roughly 2/3 of the world's current conflicts involve one or more parties armed by the United States. Sales of US military equipment to foreign governments totaled $138 billion in the fiscal year 2021. Lockheed Martin, Boeing, Raytheon and General Dynamics are the 4 firms which accounted for 58% of all the major weapon sales made since Joe Biden assumed office. Of the US supplied nations at war, 16 received $50 million or more worth of US arms between 2017 and 2021. On the one hand, USA is one of the 5 permanent members of the United Nations, which was established in the aftermath of the Second World War for world peace and to avoid World War III. But on the other hand, USA leaves no stone unturned to sell arms and defense equipment at the slightest opportunity. And let's face it, in today's day and age, if there are talks of World War III, the US is a permanent name in that discussion as well. In 2021, the first year of the Biden administration, the top 5 recipients of foreign military sale offers were Greece, Australia, Israel, the Philippines and India. In 2022, so far, they are Indonesia, Poland, Egypt, Jordan and the United Arab Emirates, followed by Saudi Arabia at a close number 6. No points for guessing that some of these countries are known for human rights abuses and repressive regimes. So all in all, there is no check or consideration about the use of the weapons. It's a business deal with little regard for the human rights records of the recipients. Iran and Iraq. During the vicious battle between the Islamic nations in the 80s, there was one country which quietly made sales to both sides. On the face of it, the US refused to sell arms to Iraq due to Iraq's ties to terrorist groups. But several sales of dual-use technology have been documented. Notably, Iraq purchased helicopters worth $200 million in 1985. The US also provided covert support for Iran through Israel, although it is debated as to whether US President Ronald Reagan ordered the sale of weapons to Iran. Most of this support included anti-tank missiles. And on that note, don't forget American politician Henry Kissinger's comment on the Iran-Iraq war. He said, "It's a pity they both can't lose." India and Pakistan's relations have always been volatile, but the US has managed to sell its equipment to both nations. India is still one of the biggest spenders on US defense equipment, but for the US, that's not enough. Recently, US also entered into a $450 million deal with Pakistan for upgrading its F-16 American fighter jets. When India criticized the move, the arms deal was defended by the US, stating that it is for Pakistan's fight against terrorist threats. If ever questioned, American arms exporters and the US government routinely cite job creation as a reason to sell weapons to foreign clients. Do you agree with that reason? Let us know in the comments.